Okay, I'm going to give my presentation speech, and first I'm going to introduce my audience. First we have Ralph, Kyle, Terry, Ryan, and Molly is holding the phone. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys today about foster care. I'm going to talk about the importance of it and some of the benefits. The need for foster care is constantly growing, and adoptive families are very much needed, and it's a very rewarding experience. First, I'm going to ask you guys a question. How would you feel if you were without a family? What if no one wanted you? What if you were taken away from everything and everyone you knew? These are some of the questions my husband and I asked ourselves 3 years ago when we thought of fostering 2 teenage boys that came to our attention. We were youth leaders and had 2 biological children of our own. I was terrified. What if they have issues being with our biological children? What if we aren't qualified for something like this? And are we even sure we can do it? We started fostering the boys and eventually adopted one of the boys while the other went to live with his biological father. This story has a happy ending, but unfortunately some do not. One or some of these children could possibly be somebody you know. Today I'm going to talk to you first about the need for foster families in Oklahoma, second, how you can become a foster parent, and finally, how you and your family and the child or children benefit from fostering. I'll begin by telling you about the need for foster families. Children around the world are needing families, but also right here in Oklahoma, they need our help too. The problem is there's lack of people and families willing to open their homes or their hearts. Most people are afraid. They don't feel they're able to, either financially or emotionally, or even if they have the space themselves. Oklahoma Fosters Initiatives has a statistic that says there are around 9,600 children in state custody in the state of Oklahoma. And nearly 300 teenagers age out of Oklahoma DHS each year without being adopted or reunited with families. And that was from an article from News OK. One thing with foster care, you can actually choose a specific age or an age range that is suitable for you and your family. Foster care is very important. Foster families or individuals provide a safe, loving environment for children in custody. This is not only a problem nationally, but also right here in this state. Childrensrights.org states that on any given day, there are nearly 428,000 children in foster care in the United States. In 2015, over 670,000 spent time in U.S. foster care. The sad part is instead of being reunified with their families or moved quickly into adoptive homes, many will stay in foster care for years or possibly even institutions. I'm sure you can see the need for people like you to foster children. The majority of you are thinking of ways you could help. And you may be asking questions like we did. How do we become a foster parent? These are some steps that can help you on with that. First, talk to your family. Your in-laws, your parents, people that will be directly affected, even your biological children. Age-appropriate things, of course, but just so that they are all aware of what is going to be going on, and they'll be the ones directly involved. Then second, you can contact your local or state agency, and you have to be 21 years of age or older to be able to be a foster parent. They have several steps to follow from there. There's lots of paperwork, and they do background checks, home inspections, and etc. Now that I've explained some of the steps, let's look at some of the benefits for foster care. Foster care benefits both the child and or children and the family that takes them in. If you choose to take on a child, you and your family may benefit like my family has. We took on 2 teenage boys in 2015 and have since adopted one, and the other went to live with his biological dad. The boy we adopted is now in college. He has received very nice scholarships from the school he attends, and he is an all-around great person. He talks about what his life would be like if we wouldn't have stepped in and that he wouldn't be where he is today without us becoming his family. The problem arises when we think about becoming a foster parent, but don't do anything about it. Then the children are in institutions, siblings are being split up because of lack of space, and children age out of the system. As you see, becoming a foster parent can be one of the most important decisions you can make, and also the greatest gift to a child in need of a family. I've told you about the need for foster parents in our area, how you can become a foster parent, and finally, how you and your family and the child or children benefit from fostering. You become a foster parent by talking with your family, contact your state or local agency, and follow the steps given by them. What if that child was you or someone you loved? Imagine you had a sibling or a niece or nephew that ended up in the foster care system. Think of the stability and love that you would show them if they needed someone. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Forrest E. Whitcraft. 100 years from now, it will not matter what my bank account was, the sort of house I lived in, or the kind of car I drove. But the world may be different because I was important in the life of a child.